Pierre, great to see you.
Great to see you.
Thank you very much. Over the last year or so, we've been getting to know the drivers up and down the grid, and now it's your turn. So I wondered if we could start with you describing yourself in 3 words, please.
Oh, there we go, these type of questions. Okay, I see. Well, I mean, yeah, I'll say competitive for sure. That's the first one that comes in mind. Genuine and winning. That's pretty much what drives me.
Yeah, nice trio there. So what made you fall in love with Formula One?
The speed made me love with Formula One, the adrenaline. I still remember that feeling the first ever time I jumped in a go-kart. I was 6 years old on that track back in Normandy near my home. And if I close my eyes, like even right now, I can just visualize exactly me leaving the pit lane for the first time, going down that straight, going through the grass because it was like first ever time, so you do trying to find out my lines and stuff. And I just remember that feeling of excitement, fear, adrenaline. It was like a cocktail of emotions, and I love Formula One before, like watching on TV, but really that feeling of speed and being solo in the karting from the ground really made me fall in love with it.
And this is a very important question, a lot of competition up and down the grid. How many times did it take you to pass your driving test?
I passed it the day of my birthday. So in France, you can pass it at the time. I don't know if it had changed, but at the time you can only pass it from the moment you turn 18. So I set the appointment on the 7th of February on my birthday. And the guy, I think it's like a half an hour assessment, and asked me a couple of questions about Formula One for 10 minutes. I was reserve driver back then, and told me, okay, well, we'll skip the rest. You can just go back. You're fine. So, that was pretty easy. Well, it was, to be fair, like the true story was the dad of a guy I used to race with, and he was like, yeah, I know he's a good driver. So
I like that one. That was good. When was the last time you cried with laughter?
One of my best friends, we do have a lot of these type of moments because we talk so much to each other that really, we get to that point a couple of times a week. But probably earlier this week.
Who's your best friend inside the F1 paddock? Someone's going to be disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I go with Charles because I've known him since so many years. So Yuki is obviously, I see Yuki as almost my little brother who is turning into a big man now. He's got big shoes on at the moment. But Charles, we've known each other. Our parents know each other very well. Used to spend amazing time off the track. We used to race together when we were kids, but we've spent so much special moments of the racetrack that it sort of created that genuine and very strong bond between each other. So I'll go with Charles.
Which 3 F1 personalities, past or present, would you invite to a dinner party, and why?
James Hunt, first one, because
he's come up a lot, actually.
Yeah. Well, he's the type of guy that definitely fully lived his life and probably experienced a lot more than the average F1 driver. Ayrton Senna, obviously classic. He's been definitely my idol and someone I looked up to since I was a kid. If I say Senna, I gotta go with Prost, but I know Alain, and I've had the chance to have chats with him and be quite close to him actually. So I'll probably go with someone, probably Fangio. Probably go Fangio, James Hunt, and Ayrton Senna.
This is quite extreme, but if you had to take another driver to a desert island with you, who would you choose and why?
I had Kimi Raikkonen that came up in my mind because he won't talk much, so at least we won't argue too much. But then, if I had to take another F1 driver, I'd probably go with Charles because, we know each other. So at least we'll be more entertaining. Or I'll take Yuki because he got great cooking skills. So at least I'll have my lunch and dinner sorted every now and then. So
how many languages can you speak, and are there any others that you would like to learn moving forward?
Yeah. Well, I try to speak one very well, which these days is becoming difficult because I'm French, but I speak more English in my life. So I speak French, English, Italian. basic Spanish, like school level Spanish, few words in Portuguese. But no, yeah, I'll say 3 quite fluently, and then 2 others where I get my way around Spain, and I can order beers in Spain and they understand me, so that's...
What's your favorite film and TV show of all time?
I used to love Harry Potter when I was a kid, and it's like that sort of magic stuff behind it, and really felt like it took me into a different world, which was quite pleasing. I love, like, I don't know, like these days I just get on a series and I love it. Actually, the one of Michael Jordan, I absolutely loved it because it was a mix of like raw footage from back then with like interview from like more recent, where he tells more inside of the story you could not really tell at the time. And I've been always a big fan of MJ, so probably Michael Jordan series is my favorite.
What's the best advice you've ever received in your life and career?
Best advice, I probably say, like, I remember back then, like Jean Alesi told me just to, when I was like in karting back then, like just to like go step by step. You're obviously always dreaming big and always looking very far away, in terms of ambitions and where you see yourself, etc. But it was like, look, before looking at the outcome and the end goal, like just really be really focused in the present and focus on what's now. And once that's done, then the next step, and then what you got to do to make the best of that next step, and then ultimately you'll get to the place you want. But I remember this was in Monaco. I was probably 13 years old, and at the time it's like trying to understand what it means when you're a kid, but then it sort of all made sense later on. So, and then just enjoy life. It's a very simple saying, but we're always worried about what's next, and at the end of the day we got to enjoy what's happening now and what we got now, and I feel like it's very basic but very important.
Which other job do you wish you could try for a day, if there is one?
I'm intrigued with like space, so I guess like an astronaut, like for a day. I mean, for a day you won't go very far away, so but probably for some times. And I really like my design, like interior design and this type of thing. So interior designer could be one. Playing a Champions League final inside a full 100,000 stadium is something like definitely I dreamt in my life many times. And I like to be like even a Wall Street trader for a day. Like, I think that's pretty cool, like rocking up to your job, and just that adrenaline. I think it brings a lot of adrenaline and pressure, and that must be quite a cool feeling.
What's your proudest moment in F1 so far?
I mean, obviously Monza 2020 was my first win in Formula 1 and the most special race up to this day in my career.
Finally, where would you like to be in 5 years' time?
5 years' time, world champion in F1. I mean, that's the only goal, honestly. I'm not really interested in any other things.
Sounds like a good plan. Thank you very much, Pierre. Great to get to know you a bit more.
Thank you.